Hello and welcome to your weekly juice. Tips and advice on how to boost your confidence, conquer self-doubt, and keep you pumped all week. I'm Louisa Jewell, author of Wire Your Brain for Confidence, The Science of Conquering Self-Doubt. Now on October 2nd, I'm going to be launching a new course on how to get rid of that negative self-talk once and for all. I really want to help people who ruminate. Now, rumination is when something bad happens and you think about it over and over and over again. You obsess over something that's happened and you can't seem to stop. A lot of that is just a lot of negative self-talk in your head. How do you stop that? Well, I actually have trained myself to stop ruminating. When I did my master's degree, my master's in applied positive psychology at the University of Pennsylvania, I read 6,000 pages of research. I applied everything I learned to myself, and part of that was teaching myself how to stop ruminating, and I do not ruminate anymore. I don't talk to myself negatively anymore. Those voices are gone. And I want to teach you how to do that too. And I'm really, really excited about this program because I think that negative self-talk contributes so much to depression, to stress, to anxiety, and stops us from going after our big goals and living the authentic life that we want for ourselves. So I'm really excited about this course. Now, as part of this course, I wanted to reach out to some of you, and some of you were very kind and gracious as to take some time out of your busy day to interview with me. So I interviewed a number of people about rumination, about negative self-talk, and I also put out a survey, and here's what I learned. That a lot of people obsess over something bad that's happened. They think about it over and over when there's been some sort of injustice that has happened. So you've been rejected, or you were going out with someone, they broke up with you, you didn't want that to happen, or they cheated on you, or somebody screwed you over in a business deal, or somebody did something that wasn't fair, it was mean, it was cruel. It went against what you believe is really important to you. And that's what I found really triggered ruminations. When there was some sort of injustice, you were treated unfairly. And this can trigger these emotions in us and these thoughts in us that keep us thinking about, what we're going to do about this particular injustice. And so I wanted to give you this one tip today to help, because I think this was one of the single greatest gifts that I received to help me stop ruminating. And this one technique can change everything, and that is the power of forgiveness. Now, first of all, when people think of an injustice that was done, we don't think of forgiving the person because they hurt us, right? What they did was unethical, was something we would never do. It was wrong of them to do it. But what I realized is by obsessing and thinking about it all the time, it was like I was drinking poison, wishing the other person would die. I remember Oprah said that once on her show, and it really resounded with me, because I thought, here I am ruining my life over something that they did. So why am I ruining my life? I should be celebrating my life. I should be happy with my life. So I need to forgive that person, not because I condone what they did. I don't believe what they did was right or correct. It is because I needed to let it go for me. I needed to let it go so that I could live a happy life. And by forgiving that person, and I didn't go to that person and say, I forgive you. I just, in my own mind and in my own heart, decided that I was going to forgive that person. And I'm telling you, that was so powerful. Now, that can be hard to do when somebody has really committed this injustice. That can be hard to do. And so another thing that I did that was really helpful is to understand that people make mistakes. That we are all, as human beings, we are all flawed. We are all flawed. I have made so many mistakes. I'm positive I have hurt other people's feelings, and in those times I didn't even necessarily mean to hurt those person's feelings. In fact, most of the time I'm not out to hurt people's feelings. I'm never out to hurt people's feelings. And yet, sometimes through mistakes, by being flawed, I have hurt people's feelings before. And so by having some compassion and understanding around myself and understanding that I am flawed, I make mistakes, it was easier for me to be able to look at somebody else and say, you know, they also are flawed. They are not always capable, emotionally capable, to be the people that I need them to be. Maybe they are not emotionally capable to be a kind person, to be a giving person, to come to me and apologize for what they did. Maybe they just don't have the capacity. And then by having that compassion for them, I think, wow, you know, I have the compassion to be able to forgive. What a beautiful gift. And hopefully one day they will see that as well. And so by understanding that not everybody is capable of being the person that you need them to be, then you can give of your heart and forgive them more easily. Because I'm telling you that once you decide to forgive and put it to rest and take a look at that person differently and say, live your life, it doesn't mean I have to be part of your life, especially if you continue to act in ways that hurt me. Then I'm not going to have that person in my life. You know, having that anger sometimes helps us to stay away from abusers or people who hurt us all the time. So I'm not suggesting that you forgive and then, you know, continue to be abused. What I mean is to be able to forgive, let it go for yourself, and then decide that you may not want to be with this person anymore. You might not want to have them in your life, and that's perfectly fine. Because you need to find that happiness and you deserve that happiness in your life. And for those of you who are not forgiving yourself, you've done something and you obsess over it because you feel so bad, you feel so guilty, you feel like you're a horrible person that you did this thing. Remember, we are all flawed. We all make mistakes. And it's time that you also forgive yourself. Very powerful. I hope that this tip has been helpful, and if it has, please share this with your friends. The power of forgiveness, it's so important in our lives if we want to live a happy life. I will see you next week on our weekly juice, and in the meantime, go kick some butt. All right, thanks everyone.